I don't know why they're not showing up, but they're not. Breakfast is, though, so that's all I care about right now, I guess, until I fix this. So, welcome. If you like what you see and hear, please follow. You want to pass me on to your friends, family members, whoever. I'm a Christian and I'm a family friendly broadcast. I don't usually do really violent games or horror games. Here and there, maybe Ghostbusters and some Valorant and Rainbow Siege possibly, and a new Run Rogue Company. But right now I can't even do any of those because my external hard drive is not working for some reason. I can't figure out what happened, but it was working yesterday afternoon, and now it doesn't. So I don't know if it's the cord because it looks like the HDD drive is running, but the computer does not recognize it. So anyways, enough of my problems. I'm also going to be broadcasting our church service. So if you can't go to church or you want to know more about God, about Christ, this would be a great service to listen to. I'll be playing that in the background. Hopefully you can hear it. If you can't, let me know.
Is a shoebox. I love shoes. Specifically, I love Nike shoes. I'm a little bit obsessed, and I actually brought up one of my favorite shoes to show you today. They are the all-white Air Force One high-top Nikes. I love these shoes, but I can only wear them in a specific season and weather climate. Otherwise, I would ruin them. But I love them so much because I want to be seen in a certain way. Another box that I have here is a little small red one. It's actually an engagement box. And the reason this one is part of my life is I remember the day back in August of 2007, the moment I knelt down and cracked open this box, and my life forever changed when my wife said yes to marrying me and spending the rest of our lives together. The next box I have here is actually a little comical. It's a pizza box. I love pizza, but specifically it's Chicago deep dish pizza that I love. I love the Giordano's, the Aurelio's, the Gino's East, the Lou Malnati's. I'm here for all of it. And I got another box here I think that kind of relates to some of what we've all done recently, and it's just like that, and it says vote on it because it's representing a ballot box, and I'm just not going to say any more about that. I'm just going to leave that right there for this.
Not going to get gold on this one.
I think Pastor Bill has said quite a bit about what we all experienced this last week. But there is one more box I think we all have in our lives, and it's this. It's the box we put God into. We'll call this the God box just for a few moments here. It's the picture of God that we have. You see, over our lives, we put the image we have of God, of who he is and what we believe about him and how we think he views us and what he wants for our lives.
Is this streaming?
Into this box, we have a very specific
I didn't want it to stream to Twitch.
Who he is. And
I'm on Facebook right now.
that specific picture of who he is in our lives because people have contributed to that over the years.
So much to remember.
Kind of piecemealed it together. In fact, people like pastors and preachers and YouTubers and podcasters and even the Bible or Sunday school teachers and Christians and non-Christians have all contributed to how we see and picture God in the box we put him in. And here's the problem with that, of course, is that those individuals haven't handed us an accurate picture of who God is. And shame on them for that. But it's not just them. It's also us and myself. You see, over the years, I've fed myself inaccurate images and ideas of who God is. I have. I know that I'm just a finite and flawed person, but I'm trying my best to wrap my mind around who this infinite God is. I'm just trying to get my mind around it. And when you add it all up, quite honestly, at best, you know what we have? At best, we have an incomplete picture of God, and at worst, we have an inaccurate or incorrect picture of who he is and what he wants for our lives. And here, maybe you're wondering, hey, well, why is this important? Like, why is this a big deal? Why should I be concerned about being misinformed and missing out? what God wants for our lives and for who he is. And here's why it's a big deal and why we're talking about it. That if we continue to have an incomplete, inaccurate, or incorrect picture of who God is and what he wants for our lives, we are most likely to do one of two things. One, to keep him at a distance, keep him at arm's length, not to have a real relationship with him. No, we'll just keep him right there, or worse, we'll walk away all together. You will give up on him. And that's the last thing I want to see happen to anyone, which is why we're taking 3 weeks as a church to really look at the different boxes that we put God into, that what we decide about him and what we think about him, and we're going to do our best to discover more about who he is, his identity, and what he wants for our lives. And so week 1 here, I get the pleasure of unboxing week 1 of God in a box. And the first God we're going to look at that we put in a box is this. It's Straitjacket God. Straitjacket God. Now here, if you put God in the Straitjacket God box, you actually believe that following him is all about being constricted and restrained. That it's all about contracts. It's about your to-do list. That you believe that kind of lifestyle is all stifling and suffocating, and it's miserable. If you follow the belief that God is a straitjacket God, you actually would suggest that you have to kiss having fun and freedom goodbye. It's over with. Because you said yes to him, it's all over with. And in fact, straitjacket God's favorite word is don't, and his favorite sentence is you better not. In fact, if you do believe in the straitjacket God, you know what you get? Well, you actually get one of these. Come on out. You get one of these right here. Welcome my friend Joey to the stage. No, you don't get a Joey. No, you don't have him. But you actually get what he's wearing. A free straitjacket. And then this straitjacket, if you see God as a straitjacket God, each one of these ropes and tassels represents the rules and regulations God puts on your life. It's the do's and don'ts that you're allowed to do when it comes to following him, but what he wants for you. It's the things when it comes to the dough. It's like, no, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't chew or hang out with anyone who might do those things. You know, you can't go to Vegas. No, you can't watch R-rated movies. You can't join TikTok. No, you can't do that. You can't talk about sex. You for sure can't enjoy sex. No. You know, you can't let your kids go trick-or-treating. No, you can't do any of those things. It's all about what you can't. It's don't, or you better not. You better not. Now, instead of me talking more about this, Joy, will you tell us how you're feeling? Let me get just one more for you. What you're experiencing. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it feels really tight, and it's very hard for me to move. I'm suffocating a little bit.
Are you breathing okay for right now, though?
For now, I'm okay.
And the circulation's hanging in there?
Yep, it's a little cut off, but we're doing good.
Okay, fair. Thank you for sharing that today. But I think we would agree, Joey and I, that there is a result. There is an outcome with having a belief in this straitjacket God. That's how you view him. And one of the outcomes is that you end up resulting in believing and just giving up. That you just want to be done. You just want to be free, and you do you and live your best life. So you give up, and you don't want anything to do with that kind of God. Or you know what you do? You don't give up. Actually, you might
be showing right
just
now.
Grin and bear it.
I'm going to try to shut it off on the other end
You
here.
decide, you know what? Following Jesus, this God, is joy impaired. It's no fun. I'm not going to enjoy it, but you know what? I'm going to do the right thing, even though it makes me miserable. And it suffocates me. That I'm just going to do. I'm just going to make sure I can do what's right. I'm going to have this transactional relationship with God.
It should be showing
and I'm
right
just
there.
Grin and bear it because Christians
You
can't
can
have
hear
fun.
me.
It's our duty and the cross we bear.
How do I get out of this?
Now, I was
Here,
going
maybe
to
this will
say,
help.
I don't know if it's possible, but I do see a little request from the chat. Angelo says, you can't say Donna Summer and not play Donna Summer.
It really is. It's easier to check the box to say, you know what? I know what to do. I can just follow this rule, this law, this regulation, and I know that I can gauge that and measure if I'm doing that right, then maybe he's okay with me.
Maybe I had to stop my stream because it's going through Mob Crush.
especially when it comes to this thing called a relationship. You might be
Totally
guilty of
forgot to
that.
turn
Just
that
give
off.
me the to-do list.
I'm gonna stop and
and I'll
try
do
it
that.
again.